Hi everybody, this is Tate Dwinell with Self Investors, and I've been running Self Investors for about 4 years now, and have an investment advisory service over there, and a free blog. So feel free to check that out when you get a chance. I thought I'd start posting a few videos here on YouTube, and yeah, if people like them, I'll continue to do them. If not, I'll probably spend my time doing something else. So hope you do enjoy them. Feel free to leave comments, and if you have a particular stock you'd like me to highlight, I'd be happy to do that as well. You can leave that in the comments area as well. Tonight I want to take a look at the iShares Biotech ETF, and this market is still very precarious. I don't really recommend getting into higher growth, high risk stocks right now. I think ETFs are a better diversified way to go. I think we are getting to a point where it's at least appropriate to start looking at ETFs. The more bullish ETFs, and possibly scaling into positions. Okay, one thing you'll notice about my chart setup is it's fairly simple. I don't use a lot of fancy indicators. I like to just focus on chart formations, price and volume, and support and resistance levels. About as fancy as I get is these stochastics and MACD indicators, which help me gauge overbought and oversold levels in the chart there. And that's about it. I don't think you need to be any more complicated than that. You keep it simple, and that's the key for me. So in IBB, I want to highlight this breakout of the channel here in early July, and this is almost a cup with handle base. You see kind of a cup, a little bit steep there in the base, kind of a V-like formation. I like to see a little bit more of a rounded formation there. Typically, a handle formation is formed above major support levels. In this case, it's below the 200-day moving average. But it is a bullish move. It broke above the 200-day, the resistance of the 200-day moving average, and above resistance of this channel here. And it did so on pretty good volume. You see a lot of buy volume come in to this stock throughout the month of July, really, and it tested these highs around last October and began to tire a bit, and that's when the market kind of fell off a cliff. And it's been digesting those gains in a very healthy manner. I like to see that any kind of ETF or stock digest gains with not a lot of sell volume behind it. Tight price action is fairly tight throughout. There was one big swing right there, but generally speaking, price action is very orderly on this decline. And you see it's been able to hold above that 200-day moving average. So this is in pretty good shape to get going again if this market can get going again. Now it is a tough market out there, and it's certainly not going to pay to get overly aggressive on the long side or the short side for that matter with all these volatile swings. But I think it is time to start looking at some of these positions, and IBB looks real good. Before I finish up this video, I just want to talk real quick about selling positions, and this particular ETF brings up a really good point. I got an email from a member a few days ago, and he said he dumped the position when it let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. He dumped this position when it dropped below key support of the 200-day moving average, and generally you want to hold on intraday and see where the stock closes, because market makers or maybe a large seller can come in and try to drive that stock down below support, shaking out more sellers who may have stop loss orders clustered around this area and get in at a much lower price. So you want to be cognizant of that, and try and hold positions for until the last 30 minutes of trading, and see if it can recover and get back above support like IBB did here. Now there are exceptions. Maybe you have a large position, or you you have a large loss on the stock or ETF already. In that case, maybe you want to cut it loose. But in most situations, you really want to see if it can get back above those key support levels. So what am I looking for in IBB? Well, basically we have a nice bullish intermediate trend here. We have a lot of buy volume back in July, a breakout above that 200-day moving average. And this is clearly an ETF in an uptrend. I like the orderly retracement of that move in July, and I just want to see it get going again. So basically what I'm looking for is a break of this downtrend, and there's your support, your new support. You have supported around 80 of that 200-day moving average, but really your exit point would be a breach of that minor capitulation day a few days ago at around 78. I think it probably bounces around in through here before it really has a chance to break out of the downtrend. Uh, what you could do is set an alert at 82, 83, check the volume on it, and if it looks good, then maybe initiate a small position. But as long as it holds above 78 and then eventually breaks out of this 2-month downtrend or so, then that's going to offer you a new entry point. And if it can do that, I think it has a great chance of not only testing the August highs, but I think has a really good chance of testing the all-time highs. We have to I gotta actually move out to the weekly to show you that. Around 110 or so, I think the market will have to really get moving in order to do that. But now that I'm on the weekly, might as well show you the kind of the emerging uptrend there. It's a little flat, but it's nice and steady and working its way up. So IBB looks real good. And I hope you enjoyed that first video there. Feel free to leave your comments below, and if you have a stock or ETF you'd like me to take a look at, I'd be happy to do that. And until next time, have a good night.